Well, hi guys. I thought it'd be a nice day to come out to the woods and set up my homemade nylon tarp. This is the same tarp as the MSR. The MSR tarp that is a 10 by 10 in gold yellow with the same stake out points. I did it identical to that tarp that cost over $100. This one only cost me $30 to make. And I made it out of the same exact materials. The only difference is that my black reinforced triangles that you see down here that I made there and at the corners are black instead of red. Let me show you guys this from the outside. So it's made the same way. Made exactly the same way. Their triangles back here where it's black, theirs are red and it says MSR on it, but it's the same exact heavy duty, lightweight, very thin ripstop nylon in gold yellow. So I made the same thing for a lot less money, and I've got these bungee loops that are tied right to the guy out straps. So each side has 4 stakeouts, including the corners. The ridge line has a loop on both ends. And then there's 4 on this side. So there you go, you guys, 10 by 10. You order this material and you just make your own. See right there, you just fold over the edge, run it through the sewing machine. I double folded this, by the way. I didn't fold it once, I folded it twice. So it gives me a finished edge on that side. And then I've got my black triangles behind here that are sewn. And then that's what your webbing goes to, and then your bungee loops that I just go through there and then I tie them in a knot. See there? And that gives me tension, so when the wind blows, it gives it springy action. You can see there all the way down. And that's exactly how their tarp is made. So this would make a nice campsite because it's nice and level here for pitching a tent, and I'm right near the stream, right here. Comes down and around, nice little current, and it meanders back off in that way. So I'm just right here on this bend, and this would be a nice place to camp once there's leaves on the trees, of course. But with no leaves, I can still hear the highway back here. I'm not deep enough in the woods, but I am going to be going off in that direction and scouting for a more permanent site, because there's 2 ridges up there and then it goes way uphill again before it levels out, and there's more streams back there. This is the first stream coming into the woods, but I just wanted to set this up on my ridge line between 2 trees, because there's lots of different configurations that you can set a tarp like this up in, and I'm going to be demonstrating those later on. I just wanted to come out and set it up and see how it looks. The homemade tarp that I made, and I really like it. Give you a look all the way around. When you do the ridge line, you do it in what's called a flat felled seam. And that's how I did my ridge line, is all a flat felled seam. And it's all reinforced. Nice and heavy duty. Even though it's thin, it's strong, very, very strong. So I'll be able to set up my tent underneath once the ground dries out a little bit, because underneath the leaves here, it's still very wet and very muddy, so I'm just waiting for it to dry out a little more before I set up the tent. So anyway, you guys, I have quite a lot of different configurations, like I said, for setting up this tarp, and I'll also show you guys how to make a tent out of it where it's totally enclosed. And I'll also be demonstrating that with my other tarp that I have that I bought. And it's the same size as this one, only it's a dark teal color, dark teal blue. So I wanted something bright like this because it's very cheerful when you're underneath of it. I mean, it's sunny and it's bright. I didn't want something that was dark and dreary because you got to make the most of when the sun shines around here, you guys. So I wanted something that was going to be uplifting to be under. And this is going to give me good protection on the tent. And I will soon be doing a review on that tent. I've got it ready to go. I've been loading up my backpack with everything to bring out here into the woods. I may have to make 2 trips though, you guys, because I can't fit my bedding in it, of course, because I'll have the tarp, the tent, and all my other essentials, my camping gear. And then I got my camping grid that I have to bring out here for getting a fire going and cooking. But I would be able to make a fire right down here on the rocks near the stream, or even over here on this side, or I could even have a fire right on the other side of the stream from my camp, do my cooking over there so it's away from my tent. But this is a very nice spot right here to camp. So I'm going to be having many different campsites all throughout these woods, different ones that I will visit. Some will be underneath hemlock, some will be out in the open like this, some will be near the stream, some will be up on the other side of the logging road. It just depends. I'm going to find a bunch of campsites and I'm going to mark them. And then that's pretty much, you guys, what I'll be doing this summer because campgrounds are closed. I won't be doing any camping with the van this year because of the pandemic. I will be staying in the van though. I will just be staying in the van in my driveway, and then when my yard dries out and I can drive the van out into the backyard, I'll be staying in the van in the backyard as well. But I won't be leaving home to go camping. I'm going to be doing all my camping in these woods back here. There's 55 acres to enjoy, and it goes for quite a ways, you guys. So plenty of woods to enjoy and lots of different streams. So anyway, you guys, I'm trying not to watch too much of the news, and I'm trying to get my mind away from this pandemic and the situation we're all in, and just trying to make the most of every day. I don't like being stuck at home any more than you guys do. I don't think anybody enjoys this. Nobody likes this. Nobody wants this. It's what we have to do, and I think it's going to go much longer than they even believe it's going to go. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm expecting this to go right into fall. I really am, you guys. I'm setting myself up for that mindset for it to go into fall. And if it doesn't go that long, great. But at least I'm preparing myself mentally for it to go all freaking year. But you know, the bright side of it is that at least I'm blessed to live in an area where my landlord has all kinds of land. This is just one parcel of 3 parcels he owns that are several acres big. And I'm lucky to live where I've got use of woods like this, because if I was in a big city 27 stories up in a small 1-bedroom overpriced apartment in a big city, I would go absolutely out of my mind. At least living here, I can still get into the great outdoors and enjoy the woods and the creeks and fishing and ponds and all of this. Sure beats living in the city. I really feel bad for people that don't have a yard. They don't really have anywhere to retreat to outside, and they're just stuck in their homes during this entire time. That would be hell on earth. To me, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. So thank God I got all these woods out here to where I can still be out in nature and away from people, and yet still be home and not have to worry about going out into public and being in violation of not staying home or something like that. So I'm very, very fortunate there, and very blessed. So anyway, you guys, I'm glad that the tarp turned out well. I'm very happy with it. It turned out beautiful. I wanted to also show you guys that I made a stuff sack for it. Now, I didn't order enough of the nylon after making the tarp to make a stuff sack. That's where I forgot to do that. But I had some leftover camo material, and I made a nice cinch sack for it. See there, it's got the barrel stop on it, and I sewed it so I've got a nice bag to put my tarp in. It's just camo instead of yellow. So I like making all my own stuff. And anyway, guys, I'm gonna get this folded up and I'm gonna head back home. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, so maybe this weekend I will set up my tent And then while it's set up, I will also waterproof it and spray it, and I'll do a review of it, and I'll show you guys how the aluminum poles work with the tent, because I swapped them out with the fiberglass. So now it's like a 4-season tent, and I'll set it up and I'll show that to you guys and let you know what I think of it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you again in another video. Bye bye.